Today, as I stand in front of this magnificent new artwork created by Marie here at the Totally Morpheus headquarters and just painted in the last week and put up just a few days ago, we are following on and building on the idea of teaming, and I'm going to come back to the artwork a little bit later. But I'd like to tell you a story of chartering a team that was only going to work for 24 hours. Now, a lot of people would go, what do you mean? It'd take you 24 hours to do the chartering. Let me tell you what happened. So this very diverse team was brought together for a non-profit to create or to establish what their values were, what was valuable to the non-profit. And we got together one Friday evening, we had some pizzas, and the idea was we would work Friday evening and we'd work the whole of Saturday, and by Saturday evening, 6 p.m., we would have come up with something of some substance for this particular organization. As it turned out, things went very pear-shaped very early on, and this is what happened. We were eating the pizzas, and everybody was sort of checking in and getting ready to go, and I said, I think this team needs a team charter. And everybody looked at me, just sort of like, am I completely out of my mind? And I said, well, even if it's not a complete team charter, maybe what we could call a micro or nano team charter, we could do that. And what is that going to be all about? And what happened was, what transpired was that I asked this question. And the question I asked everybody, and I was not the overall facilitator, but I was playing a lead role. And I said this, I said, why do you think we're here? What do you think our purpose is? Why does this team exist? And people will be even like, can we even call it a team? We've just got a 24-hour project. And what happened is we went around and there were 7 individuals other than myself and the other leader. And we came up with 7 different purposes. Now, when you empower that, you're going all over the place. I'm going to talk more about that in our intelligence update week after next. But I thought I would just tell this story and say exactly what then transpired, what exactly unfolded. And what unfolded was this. We spent the rest of that Friday evening just answering this one question, wording, coming up, brainstorming this idea of what is our purpose? Why are we here? We needed to answer the why question for the team, which we then proceeded to do. And we eventually came up and we went to, our sponsor was one of the people in the group, and I said, is this what you're looking for? And he said, wow, that exceeds my expectations. He said, great. And we all said goodnight and we went off. Closed the team for the day. Came back the next morning brimming with ideas. We'd got ourselves a common purpose. And the result of that was we finished our work by midday and went out to lunch. In other words, we finished 6 hours earlier, even though we slowed down on the Friday evening. And that is the point of having a purpose for a team, is it's a slowing down to speed up. And that brings me to our quote for this particular week. And I think it's so appropriate to this exact team. And it says this: a team is a group of people with different abilities, talents, experience, and backgrounds who have come together for a shared purpose. Despite their individual differences, and we had a few, by the way, that common goal provides the thread that defines them as a team. I, therefore, in agreement with this quote, would go as far as saying that you don't have a team without a common purpose. If there isn't a common purpose, you have a group. You do not have a team. And that is what this is all about. And I want to just talk about that in the context of this artwork here behind me. This was a dream of saying, we have a wall, what can we do? And out of the brainstorming came this idea, let's create our own artwork. You can probably already see it aligns with some of the brand colors. And the idea being that we could work, and it works in so many dimensions of and layer upon layer upon layer of meaning of the work that we do here at Totally Morpheus. And it came out of this common purpose. We have such clarity of purpose. And out of that clarity of purpose, we have come up with this. And I say we, I didn't do any painting. I did help create the frames. We did do a bit of brainstorming. I am not a fine motor coordinated art type person. My creativity lies in other areas. But when I look at what Marie did with this is an example of having this common purpose focus and producing something. And we're seeing this over and over again in what we're doing, is the common purpose is what makes a team a team. Without answering the why question explicitly, we don't have a team. What about your teams? Do you have an explicit purpose, an explicit why the world or the organization needs that team? It could change everything. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. You will then get regular conscious leadership updates in your YouTube feed.